down here during the 4th of July and everything else. Steve Sanders, everybody knows Steve. I worked out here in the 80s. I hired Steve, and that's how long ago I've had a relationship with the lake and stuff. I've been out here. The biggest problem out here today is enforcement. That's something that the city attorney, the city judge, and the police chief and I have had tremendous conversations about. And that is a priority. We have to have enforcement, not only of permit purchasing, but of the drinking and the cursing and the non-family activities that go on out here. It is a park. It needs to be family friendly. But as far as the crowded of the lake and all that stuff, those are all enforcement issues, and they are also driven by the way we do the infrastructure when we put it in. And so all of those things are being taken into consideration. Prior to me taking this position, there was another park director and the city manager at that time. They did a park master plan, included all the parks in the city, including the lake here. The city council adopted that plan. When I started putting this plan together, I didn't think to look at that master plan. When I got it pretty much finished, it dawned on me we had that, so I went back and looked at it. And it is amazing that the input for that plan and the consultant that they used, it's almost verbatim to this plan that we're wanting to do. The biggest issue from doing the plan here is it's going to be first-class facilities, it's going to be paved parking for the RVs, it's going to be upgraded 50-amp electrical appliances. Caddo County, I've already visited with the electric company and stuff. They're on board with us putting stuff underground and doing it all right. So the key to it is we've come up with a plan, makes it available for everyone. No one here's locked out of it. You are available to come rent it just like everybody else. It'll be an electronic reservation system that you can reserve up to 6 months out. You don't even have to come out here to do it. You click on a button, and if it's available, you get it. If it's not, you put another date in, and it'll tell you when it's available. It's going to be a fantastic thing when we're finished. And like I said, I've been around here for 40 years. This place needs an upgrade. It is an embarrassment, and it needs to be fixed. And the enforcement's the biggest issue. It needs to have some enforcement, and we need to do infrastructure in a way that it will make everything accessible and not too overcrowded.
I'm going to make one last comment. We'll get to questions. But Steve, when we kind of done our research about lakes, there's only a few handful of lakes that allow this type of setup. All the Martin lakes, all the people that put infrastructure into lakes, we're just trying to follow their lead and do what they already do. And we got to make the lake self-sufficient financially. We have all kinds of needs at the city, and right now the revenue we receive pays about half our operational costs. So we're supplementing.
Get a little over $100,000. Have about $200,000. Have about $200. You have about $200,000 of expenses. So what you are collecting does not even pay what it costs to operate.
But when you have none of those, then you're going to get none.
So you're going to ask, well, how do you make the improvements to the lake? Well, we have capital dollars. We have dollars that we earmark for infrastructure development and those things, and those are the dollars we would use to make the improvements of the lake. The city council hasn't decided how much money we're going to spend. I think it's fair to say we're looking at spending hundreds of thousands of dollars over a period of time to improve the lake. We have to come up with a plan to do so. Okay?
I thought the city was broke. I didn't know y'all had. How are y'all going to fund all
It's called
this?
fund accounting. We have the CMA is a separate fund from the general fund. The lake operates out of a completely different pot of money than the rest of the city does operate. We have funds there available.
Your plan that was proposed this afternoon or this morning is a proposal, but it's already stated, and you're saying what you're going to do, what you're going to do, what you're going to do. And am I not correct that this has to go up for a vote?
Yeah.
For the city council, I said June 6th will be
Okay,
a vote by the city
but
council.
how you're stating and you're wording things is sounding like it's already set in stone and this is what we're doing, rather than this is what we would like to do.
I'll try to answer that. This is our plan. We think it has merit. We think it makes some sense. You're right, the city council hasn't voted on any of these issues as of yet. So we're out here today, and we're out here later in the month to try to solicit your input. If someone has a better way of doing this that's workable for all the citizens of Chickasha, we would entertain that. I've had some people in my office this week, you know, on part of those lots, and my answer back to them is, if we're gonna make this investment and not allow everyone to enjoy it, how is that fair to everybody else?
But what about the investment that all these people have made into their lots over the last 15, 20, 35 years? Now they've just lost that money. They've invested in this lake. They've taken care of this lake when no one else was out here. And I understand you've only been here a year. We have a spot where we don't have shoreline. We're not a shoreline person. But there's nothing between us and the shoreline but a lake road. We're the ones that keep that shoreline clean.
So
We mow it and everything.
but the answer to that is, we're gonna give you prime real estate property off the water that you have the availability to lease. I
In a
mean,
roped off community.
the whole intent for this was to have movable structures all the time. And so we hopefully that you could lease up on the hill, off where you can see the waterfront, but you're not on the waterfront. We'll build all the park amenities along the waterfront, and you can move your structure up there.
But then
You don't
again, we
lose
lost
anything.
all that time
Before we
and
come
effort.
camp like that, we'll go to Fort Cobb.
Well, that's your choice. But we're just trying to do what other lakes have done, you know, across the state over the years.
My biggest question, I guess, for your next meeting at the city council, I do know how meetings work. I work in a different capacity than a city does. But my biggest question is, why are you proposing a budget for this? If you are planning on working with us on the 23rd, wouldn't you table that, work with us, then maybe if you come up with some of the ideas that we like, want to incorporate them in that? I don't understand why. It feels like a backdoor. Let's get this budget figured
It's
out.
a budget work session. We have to have a budget approved by June 30th. So we need to approve it in June.
I do have a question.
So to answer your question, if we're gonna put money into the lake this coming year, we have to budget those monies before June 30th to do that.
And it's a work session. They're not approving anything. It's just a talk.
Yes, I've had
And
a
you're
question.
welcome to come and talk about it.
Which one?
I've had that spot all the time. Nobody from the city has contacted me, period, about any of this. And when I went to the meeting the other night, I heard y'all